Seville, Spain's fourth largest city, rumored to have been founded by Heracles, capital of Andalusia, starting point of the Via de la Plata and home to ice-cold rooftop pools. We leave that for now and treat ourselves to an original Spanish breakfast, tomato marrow-coated plate-sized baguette toast. Let's get going. Wait a minute. Before I set off on the way of St. James, I try again at the cathedral to get my first stamp. Again, everything was cordoned off. But a friendly lady from security lets me through, and I actually get my first stamp on the Via de la Plata. Then I head west and walk past this legendary garden. Scenes from Game of Thrones were filmed there. But apart from that, it's a really beautiful garden, well maintained. Green all year round. I'll see for myself later on my return journey. First, I celebrate my first steps on the Via de la Plata to Mérida.
So, meine kurze Pilgerreise auf der Via de la...
My short pilgrimage on the Via de la Plata begins. And as always, with first words, of course. After this first day and these slight disappointments, I don't have any special words, to be honest. Except maybe, just let it flow. Go with the flow. Let's see where the journey takes me. I'm curious. Maybe that's the point. You have to look on the bright side. It flows, maybe you just go with the flow. Now, of course, I've chosen the wrong path. I'm being led through a corridor around the cathedral, and it's very well sealed off from the outside, as you can see. But even these chains are not insurmountable.
Und der ist nach außen hin abgesperrt. Aber auch diese Ketten bleiben nicht unüberwindlich. Ha.
I'm now crossing the bridge, Isabel 2. Part 2? I haven't even seen Part 1 yet. That's strange. And there is supposed to be this legendary alley nearby where you can get everything, as I was promised at the tourist office. A shell, a walking stick, the usual way of St. James merchandise. But no, there was simply nothing there. The buildings were boarded up, the restaurants were closed, and the parallel street at the back was also commercially empty. I double-checked several times, asked several locals. I was in the right area. I only came across one eager porcelain dealer who wanted to sell me a 1x1 meter image of the scallop shell. But I really didn't want to strap that to my back. Finally, I stumbled across the office of the Friends of the Camino de Santiago, a volunteer group that looks after the needs of pilgrims on the Via della Plata. I rang the bell eagerly, but they were also having an all-day siesta today. Nobody wants to talk to me, or no one is at home. Well, Sebastian, take things as they come. Every disappointed expectation throws you back to the place you're in right now, the here and now. You can get angry if you want, or you can just move on and see what's in front of you. What's there right now? You leave Seville behind you. Yes, treat yourself to a banana and look at the flowers along the way. The Camino will provide. And what is that there? An interesting bird with broad, exemplary wings. The southern Spanish Camino, the Via della Plata, is considered a very lonely path, with only a few pilgrims walking it every year. It's similar on the Camino Mozárabe, where the English are just slogging it out, although they don't really succeed. I hear that one of them has given up after the second stage. Edward is still partying in Seville and Carl is having problems with his ankle. Gabby is holding up well. She's walking with me here and is ahead of me, reaching the albergue before I do. But I don't meet anyone else here. It's different. Even the Christmas trees here are different. The people have thought, hey, come on, let's throw a woven blanket over that tree stump back there. That'll have to do. No, I understand that. Conifers don't stand a chance in this climate, but there are plenty of oranges here. On the way to Guillena, I pass a Roman settlement, Itálica. I looked at the stone remains there, but was very surprised to see that very few of the inscriptions were written in cursive. Strange. Instead, there were the usual partial mosaics, a theatre and, of course, an arena that was surprisingly well preserved. 16 kilometers today, right? Phew, why is that so exhausting? Oh, because I haven't hiked for a long time. But I'm getting used to it, aren't I? Of course. Where's Daddy now? The mouse is there too. I'm walking through a mysterious corridor and there's a door. Look, what's that?
Wow, was ist das denn?
It's an arena from Roman times. And that's where the spectators sat. And there's the mouse. Greetings home.
Schöne Grüße nach Hause.
Maximus, what's wrong? Don't leave me here alone in the stalactite cave. I don't want to go into the arena. Yes, then stay here. Oh no, then I'm all alone here in the stalactite cave.
Hey guys, I'm just doing a little sightseeing here beside the Via della Plata. I'm in the arena. Maybe the lions will show up later, I don't know. But until then I found my snorkel mask and nobody can do me anything.
When you had to take a piss as a Roman, you were simply never alone. And today, you feel embarrassed. Back then, pissing was a community happening, and there was also a bit of fiddling next door. Would I want to swap places with them? No. I prefer to enjoy even a clothed break alone, but it's still a place worth seeing. The town lies to the north of Seville, Italia, a Roman city. And now, let's move on. Along the road, and then a seemingly endless path, just straight ahead to the north.
Der edle Ritter dort auf dem Pferde.
The noble knight there on the horse has just greeted me in German. I revealed that I was from Germany. That's when he pulled out his language skills. Look at that long, straight stretch of road. The Via della Plata is definitely a bit different, at least the beginning here, but I always imagine it. I wonder what it's like at 40 degrees in the shade in summer. Now in December, it's very fluffy at 13 degrees or so, but relatively cool even. But in summer, I'm thirsty all the time now. What must it be like in summer? Yes, I'm going to take a break somewhere. I don't know where yet, and I'll have a drink and then I'll soon reach my destination.
Ja, ich mache jetzt noch Pause irgendwo. Ich weiß noch nicht wo. Ordentlich was trinken. Und dann bin ich bald am Ziel.
Dangerous situation. A first challenge. You can already see how dangerous it is here. And now? I should have taken my waterproof pants with me. But luckily there's a narrow path to get around the whole thing. Or not. How am I supposed to get past now? I can't.
Hä, soll ich denn hier vorbeikommen? Es geht nicht. Da ist noch ein Pattweg. Ah, vielleicht hier?
There's another way. Maybe here? Oh yes, I know that. I know that from videos on YouTube.
Das kenne ich von Videos. Okay. Höchste Konzentration.
Okay, maximum concentration. Concentration and balance. I used to work in the circus as a tightrope walker when I was about 6 years old, and a lot of things stuck with me, especially me in the safety net. Yes, I'll let you know when I'm over there.
Ja. Ich melde mich, wenn ich drüben bin. Okay. Ballons. Oh.
Okay. Oh, that's moving.
Bewegt sich.
I made it. Finally arrived. The last part of the trail was really muddy again. I can recommend to anyone walking the route in fall, winter, or spring to avoid the muddy paths as much as you can. Every now and then there is an alternative. Sometimes you just have to look a little to the left to spot them. When I arrive at the albergue, I meet Gabby and we go straight to a restaurant and snack on the finest crackers. Then we meet Klaus, a German.
Prost.
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 And we enjoy the moment of this evening, the beginnings of a Camino family. In other words, we had a good conversation. Day 1 on the Via della Plata is behind me. I arrived here at the albergue, and I already knew it from videos. It's a really cozy place. Very soft, but very comfortable beds. Lots of bathrooms, which you probably need when it's 40 degrees in the shade in summer. Now it's a bit cooler, and the day was very long, and I learned my first lesson from the beginning, because somehow nothing actually worked. I wanted to do some sightseeing, and it's winter. Yes, the museums don't stay open that late and close before dark, like the King's Garden, for example. When I got there at 9:30 the next morning, there was already a queue at the ticket store up to the cathedral, and it was similar at the cathedral. People were only allowed in dribs and drabs. I worked out that if I queued for half an hour or 3/4 of an hour with the ticket store, then spent an hour in the park or a little longer, and then wanted to see something else, and then I wanted to go to the street where there are pilgrim supplies and have a look around, then I wouldn't get going until the afternoon, and then I wouldn't really be here until it was dark. And I didn't want that. I was here for the pilgrimage, not for sightseeing or shopping. Maybe I could get in faster online, but even online there was a queue. The earliest admission would have been 11:30 or 12 hours. Yes, I didn't do that either. So off I went on a pilgrimage. First of all, I checked out the street recommended to me by the tourist expert from the tourist office, where I was supposed to find sticks, shells, care supplies, stamps, etc. But there was nothing there. There was nothing. There were only restaurants, and they were closed. Then I made my way back through the back alleys. At some point I passed the unofficial citizens' office. That's the Via della Plata Friends Association. I rang the bell there, but the office wasn't manned on Saturdays either. Then I asked in the souvenir stores if I could buy a shell somewhere. They knew what I was talking about, as they knew the Camino to Santiago. But we didn't have any shells. There were no sticks. Then he sent me to a ceramic store where I could get a ceramic shell. But that would only last 2 or 3 stops until it would just break into pieces. Well, I thought to myself, I'll go then. It was around midday by then. Yes, and it wasn't 16 kilometers, it was over 20 kilometers. I had misjudged that. And the lesson I then learned, because so many things didn't work out the way I wanted and imagined, was clear. Yes, say goodbye to all your expectations. If you have some kind of plan in your head, stubbornly want to go straight ahead, don't look left or right and only follow one line, then you are missing out on life. Now simply throw all expectations and any rigid ideas you may have come up with overboard and embrace the Camino for what it is. The Camino will then reveal its secrets to you. Maybe it will. Let's see. Even that is not guaranteed. But if you get involved with it and soften your own stubbornness a little, then a door may open. So then I said to myself, okay, I'll just go now. I just go. And in the evening we had a wonderful encounter with a German pilgrim. And I really didn't expect that. I thought I was alone. I'm completely alone here. But there must have been 8 people here in the hostel. Mostly Spanish, 1 Italian and 1 German. The atmosphere was immediately good. We had a good chat, and the way here was really okay. After a really nice breakfast in the hotel in the morning and another coffee on the way, it was a nice walk out of Seville, partly industrial area, partly road, but then again through a nice field, with palm trees on the side. Then this place where there were Roman excavations, a small arena that was quite impressive, and yes, it was beautiful. Nevertheless, I didn't arrive until after sunset, but that's just the way it is. Yes, thank you for watching here on the first day. We then had a delicious meal in a small snack bar. Tortilla. But it was served in chip form, somehow. And it was another typical Spanish experience. You order tortilla and drink beer with it. Then you don't get what you ordered, but French fries first, and a huge bag of snacks. And then at some point, there was tortilla. So yes, just like on the Camino Frances, you just get food. Food without end. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow for day 2. Buen Camino.